Let's dive straight into the minds of women. What is it that instantly draws them to a man? Today, I'm breaking down powerful, timeless techniques that make men irresistible to women. Think of it as a psychological toolkit that triggers deep attraction. These aren't tricks or gimmicks, but insights inspired by psychology and Stoic wisdom, which can help you become the kind of man women naturally gravitate toward. So watch till the end, as each chapter will add to your understanding of what truly attracts women. If you're ready to discover how to tap into this power, like, subscribe, comment, and share your own experiences as we go along. Chapter 1: Unshakable Independence. Unshakable independence is one of the most captivating qualities a man can develop, a quality that transcends mere confidence or surface-level self-sufficiency. True independence reflects a profound, genuine sense of self-worth and completeness that naturally draws others in, especially women. This type of independence is not about pushing others away or retreating into isolation. Instead, it's a state of being that allows you to feel content, whether alone or in a relationship. When a man genuinely values himself and doesn't rely on external validation to feel whole, he approaches relationships from a position of strength rather than dependency. This inner foundation, built on a solid understanding of who he is and what he brings to the table, enables him to engage with others authentically, without sacrificing any part of himself in the process. Such independence creates a powerful aura of self-respect and purpose that is almost impossible to overlook. In a society where many people derive their worth from the validation of others, a man who stands firmly rooted in his own values and self-worth stands out. This doesn't just mean avoiding the need for constant reassurance, it means developing a life based on self-defined purpose. Women are drawn to a man who is comfortable with his decisions, secure in his direction, and passionate about his pursuits. This independence shows that he is comfortable in his own skin and that his happiness is not contingent on someone else's approval. When you live with this sense of purpose and self-assuredness, it sends out a signal of deep confidence, showing that you are driven by intrinsic values rather than by the desire to gain favor with others. The appeal of this grounded, independent energy lies in its authenticity. Women are naturally drawn to men who possess a strong sense of self, and when your happiness doesn't hinge on her presence, it becomes even more intriguing. By showing her that you are complete on your own, you're inviting her to share in a life that's already meaningful and fulfilling. She begins to view you as someone who is deeply engaged in a life filled with personal growth and ambition, a life she may find herself wanting to be part of. This dynamic shifts the connection from filling voids to joining an already rich and fulfilling journey together, making the relationship feel authentic, meaningful, and free from neediness. This level of unshakable independence reflects timeless Stoic wisdom, which holds that happiness is found within, not through the approval of others. The Stoics taught that true strength and resilience come from cultivating self-mastery and inner contentment. When you embody this principle, you project a unique confidence that isn't easily shaken by the ups and downs of life or relationships. This resilience shows her that no matter what challenges arise, you won't lose yourself in the pursuit of someone else's favor. It creates a natural boundary that filters out superficial or fleeting connections, inviting only those who respect and align with your authentic self. Independence isn't about avoiding commitment or sidestepping emotional intimacy. Rather, it's about ensuring that any relationship you enter adds to your life without compromising your individuality. By cultivating your own sense of self, pursuing your interests, and standing firm in your values, you attract connections that are based on respect for who you are at your core. This strength of character communicates subtly but powerfully that you are not someone who settles merely to avoid loneliness. You'd rather walk alone on a path that aligns with your standards and values than compromise just for companionship. This quiet strength resonates with others and naturally commands both attraction and respect. In the end, unshakable independence is the cornerstone of attraction because it signals that you are living life according to your own terms. It's not that you don't value companionship, it's that you don't require it to feel whole. You are open to relationships that add richness and depth to your already fulfilling life, and that's precisely what makes you so magnetic. Cultivating and living by your passions, interests, and values sets you apart as someone who is truly self-confident. This self-possession sends a message to the world that you are a man of depth, strength, and conviction, a man who is willing to stand alone if it means staying true to himself. This quality doesn't just make you attractive, it draws people in, inspiring admiration and respect that only a genuinely independent spirit can foster. When you embody unshakable independence, you're not just displaying a desirable trait, you're building a foundation that supports every relationship you engage in. This inner strength invites others to join you not because they feel needed, but because they feel drawn to the strong, fulfilled person you are. Women, in particular, sense and respect this kind of confidence, recognizing the powerful stability it brings to any relationship. Embracing your independence allows for a connection that is built on mutual admiration and respect, rather than on unmet needs or insecurities. Unshakable independence, therefore, not only makes you attractive, but elevates your connections, creating relationships that are rooted in shared values and genuine appreciation for each other's individuality. Chapter 2: The Mystery Factor. Humans are naturally drawn to mystery. For women, the allure of the unknown, the thrill of uncovering someone's hidden layers, can be incredibly captivating. When a man leaves some parts of his life unspoken, he sparks a deep and lasting curiosity. This isn't about playing mind games or trying to be evasive. It's about embracing intentionality and cultivating a quiet confidence that speaks for itself. By allowing her to discover you gradually, rather than showing every detail up front, you create a connection that feels more meaningful and genuine, a connection that builds over time and feels richer with every new layer she uncovers. To add an element of mystery, be intentional about what you share and when. Not every detail requires an in-depth answer, and sometimes a thoughtful, simple response can communicate much more than words. This approach is about creating space for intrigue and encouraging her to look deeper into your character and personality. She will find herself wondering about your passions, interests, and ambitions, developing a desire to understand the complexity beneath your surface. This selective sharing is not about hiding who you are, but rather letting her appreciate each piece of your life story as it unfolds, building a bond that becomes both thrilling and satisfying. This sense of mystery doesn't just keep her interested in you, it makes every interaction memorable. Like reading a compelling novel, each encounter reveals just enough to capture her attention, without disclosing everything all at once. It adds a sense of adventure to your connection, where she feels she's getting to know you through a journey of discovery. With every new chapter that opens, she uncovers more about your life, realizing that there are countless layers she hasn't yet reached. This process keeps things fresh, vibrant, and engaging, as the mystery surrounding you turns your time together into a story she can't put down. In the philosophy of Stoicism, keeping parts of oneself private is seen as a reflection of inner strength and self-discipline. By embracing this approach, you convey a quiet, self-assured confidence that doesn't need constant validation or attention. This controlled reveal of yourself lets her see the value you place on your personal space and boundaries. It's an invitation to know you on a deeper level, but only as much as you decide to share. It becomes clear to her that you are a person with layers and a story that goes beyond what's on the surface, and that she is welcome to explore these layers in time. Another advantage of maintaining this mystery factor is that it leaves a lasting impression. You're not only making her curious, you're allowing her to see you as unique and irreplaceable. While others might rush to reveal everything about themselves, this slow, deliberate approach sets you apart, showing her that there is much more to uncover. Every conversation feels like the beginning of a new chapter, and every new detail about you adds depth to the storyline of your connection. By leaving room for curiosity and anticipation, you're allowing her to feel that she's part of something special and dynamic, something that keeps growing and evolving as she gets to know you better. Ultimately, this mystery factor doesn't just make you attractive, it defines your uniqueness in a way that is unforgettable. She becomes invested in your story, excited to learn more and intrigued by what each new interaction might reveal. This approach isn't about being elusive, but about cultivating an aura of depth and intentionality that she finds compelling. By choosing to reveal yourself layer by layer, you're offering her an experience that goes beyond surface attraction, creating a connection filled with respect, fascination, and a desire to uncover each chapter as it naturally unfolds. This is how you turn each moment into an opportunity for her to discover who you are, building a bond that leaves her wanting more, and ensuring that each new revelation deepens her understanding of and attraction to you. Chapter 3. True confidence speaks softly. Confidence is universally recognized as attractive, yet it's one of the most misinterpreted traits. Many men believe that confidence requires loud declarations, flashy displays, or a relentless drive to be the center of attention. However, true confidence is the opposite. It's steady, grounded, and doesn't seek validation from others. It's not about being loud or boastful, but about possessing a self-assurance that doesn't need to be advertised. Men with this type of quiet confidence stand out naturally because they're comfortable in their own skin, and they don't need to prove their worth to anyone. This quiet confidence has a magnetic pull because it shows a strong sense of self-worth that isn't dependent on external praise. It's rooted in self-respect and experience, rather than in a need for validation. When a man exudes this kind of assurance, he communicates that he knows his value, but he doesn't need everyone else to recognize it. This calm self-assurance is a rare quality and one that women find highly attractive. They can see through over-the-top displays and are far more drawn to a man who lets his actions and demeanor convey his confidence. This silent strength speaks volumes and invites curiosity without demanding attention. True confidence also speaks through authenticity. When you're quietly confident, you're not trying to be someone you're not, nor are you altering your personality to fit others' expectations. This authenticity is refreshing, especially in a world where many feel compelled to project an exaggerated image to gain approval. When you're simply yourself, it's clear that you're not preoccupied with impressing anyone. This is what makes you intriguing and attractive. You're unpretentious and genuine, a quality that people find magnetic because it's so rare. The Stoics believed in self-mastery, and a big part of this mastery was maintaining calm confidence without excess. They taught that a person should be grounded in their own values and capable of standing firm without needing acknowledgement from others. This quiet confidence, deeply rooted in self-respect, is unshakable, and it's one of the most powerful traits a man can have. You don't need to flaunt your strengths or victories. Instead, you're simply sure of who you are, and that speaks louder than any boast could. Men who are quietly confident stand out because they embody a sense of stability and reliability. They aren't easily rattled, and their calm demeanor shows that they can handle challenges without drama. This resilience is appealing because it suggests emotional maturity. Women are drawn to men who know how to navigate life without letting every setback throw them off balance. This kind of emotional stability is rare and signals that you have control over your emotions, which is an invaluable quality in any relationship. Quiet confidence says, "I know who I am, and I'm here to share my life, not to be validated by anyone else." Another aspect of quiet confidence is the ability to listen more than you speak. When you're not constantly talking yourself up, you have space to genuinely listen and engage with others. This makes you a more interesting conversationalist and signals emotional intelligence. Women appreciate men who listen because it shows respect and consideration, qualities that are often absent in more boastful personalities. By listening and observing, you gain deeper insight into others and build a connection that feels more genuine. People feel valued and understood in your presence, which creates a powerful attraction. Quiet confidence also leaves room for mystery. When you're not seeking attention or constantly broadcasting your achievements, it creates intrigue. she'll naturally become curious about what drives you, about your passions, and about the experiences that have shaped you. This mystery doesn't come from being intentionally elusive, it simply arises from the fact that you're not laying everything out for immediate consumption. Women find this intriguing because it means they'll discover more layers to you over time, which keeps the attraction growing and deepens the connection. Moreover, quiet confidence allows you to communicate with body language and present rather than words. When you're grounded, you have a way of occupying space without needing to fill it with constant chatter. Your posture, eye contact, and calm demeanor all send a clear message that you're comfortable with yourself. This kind of self-assurance is far more powerful than any verbal claim to confidence. Women pick up on these cues and are naturally drawn to men who exude calm, steady confidence. This level of self-assuredness is what makes you memorable. At its core, quiet confidence is attractive because it signals a strong foundation. You don't need anyone's approval to feel complete, and this independence makes you appealing. You're not seeking validation because you know your worth. This subtle form of confidence allows her to see the real you without any exaggerations or pretense. It's an invitation for her to get to know you on a deeper level, to explore who you are without the pressure of impressing her. In the end, true confidence is about standing firm in who you are and knowing that you're enough, regardless of others' opinions. This quiet strength is incredibly attractive because it reflects inner peace and stability, traits that make for a strong and reliable partner. When you embody this form of confidence, you inspire admiration and respect without ever having to ask for it. It's a form of strength that sets you apart in a world full of noise, making you someone worth knowing and someone worth remembering. Chapter 4: Healthy Independence, Not Arrogance. In relationships, there's a fine line between healthy independence and arrogance, and understanding the difference is crucial. True self-assurance doesn't mean ignoring the needs of others or dismissing their feelings. It's about having a grounded sense of self that isn't dependent on external approval. Independence in its healthiest form is about self-reliance and balance. It's a quiet confidence that doesn't need validation from anyone, especially not in a romantic context. When a man shows that he is perfectly comfortable on his own without being aloof or distant, it sends a powerful message of self-sufficiency and emotional stability. Healthy independence radiates a calm energy. It shows that your sense of worth is not defined by whether or not she likes you, it comes from a place within. When you're secure in who you are not seeking constant reassurance, and this quiet contentment is incredibly attractive. This type of independence doesn't mean you're disconnected or unavailable. Instead, it indicates that you have the emotional depth to be open and present without the need for approval. It allows you to connect more genuinely, free from the weight of unhealthy attachment or validation-seeking behaviors. This quality of independence is magnetic because it breaks away from the norm. Too often, people look to their partners to complete them, which can lead to an unhealthy level of dependence and, ultimately, dissatisfaction. When you find contentment within yourself, it creates a space for the relationship to grow naturally. You're showing her that you don't need her to feel whole, you simply enjoy her company. This gives the relationship a healthier foundation, one based on mutual respect rather than dependency. It's a rare dynamic that's centered around companionship rather than a need for constant validation. Emotional independence also allows you to be more present in your relationship without the fear of losing yourself. When you approach each moment from a place of self-assurance, it frees you to genuinely appreciate the connection, letting her know that you're there because you want to be, not because you need to be. This security in your independence makes the relationship feel less pressured and more meaningful. She'll sense this grounded energy and be drawn to it because it represents emotional maturity, a quality that stands out in today's fast-paced, attention-seeking world. The Stoics often spoke of the importance of knowing oneself and being resilient in the face of life's challenges. This resilience stems from a healthy independence that doesn't waver based on others' opinions. It's about understanding that you are enough as you are and that your value doesn't fluctuate based on someone else's validation. When she sees that you're not looking to her to fill a void, but rather you're approaching the relationship as an added joy in your life, it makes her appreciate the connection even more. However, independence should always be balanced with humility. Confidence without arrogance is incredibly attractive because it comes from a place of respect for yourself and for those around you. You don't need to prove anything, but you also don't look down on others. This humility makes you approachable and real. It's a reminder that while you're self-sufficient, you still value human connection and aren't afraid to open up. Arrogance, on the other hand, drives people away, as it suggests a lack of empathy and a need to elevate oneself above others. When your independence is rooted in respect, it becomes an irresistible quality that makes others feel at ease in your presence. Healthy independence also means you can enjoy solitude without feeling lonely. When you're at peace with yourself, you're not filling your days with distractions or meaningless interactions. Instead, you're engaged in activities and pursuits that truly satisfy you. This self-contentment reflects a deep level of personal growth and maturity. It shows her that you lead a full life and that you're capable of handling challenges on your own. This quality makes her see you as someone strong and self-sustaining, someone who can be a true partner without the baggage of dependency. By mastering this balance, you create a magnetic presence. You're approachable, warm, and genuine, yet you exude a quiet confidence that she'll find refreshing. This form of independence communicates that while you may cherish her presence, your happiness doesn't rely on it. This energy is incredibly appealing because it indicates that your sense of self is solid. Women respect and admire men who aren't constantly trying to prove their worth or seek approval. Instead, you let your actions and character speak for themselves, inviting her to be part of a relationship that's built on equal ground and mutual respect. Chapter 5: Scarcity drives attraction. Scarcity holds a unique psychological power. It's one of the most effective ways to create genuine interest and attraction. When you're not constantly available, your presence becomes a rare and valuable element in her life. Think about it, anything we see as rare or hard to obtain instantly gains value in our minds. By balancing your availability, you give her the space to truly notice your absence, to wonder about you, and to miss you. When you're constantly on call or ready to rearrange your schedule, you unintentionally signal that your time isn't as valuable. But when you prioritize yourself and manage when and how you're available, you create a dynamic where she sees you as someone with purpose and direction. Scarcity taps into a fundamental part of human psychology. We naturally pay closer attention to things we might lose or can't easily access. In relationships, this translates to being more appreciative of someone who isn't always there. This isn't about playing mind games, it's about letting her understand the value of your presence by experiencing its absence. It's in the moments when you're not immediately reachable that she has time to reflect on the positive aspects of being with you and what she admires about you. Scarcity, in this sense, creates room for her to build a deeper appreciation for the connection you share. However, this approach doesn't mean you have to be distant or detached. It's about showing her that you have a life filled with purpose and interests beyond her. By being selectively available, you make it clear that while you care about her, you won't drop everything to be at her beck and call. This independence is attractive because it's empowering. Women are naturally drawn to men who are confident, self-assured, and capable of focusing on their own growth and ambitions. By having your own path, you invite her to respect and admire you as a strong individual with a life that has its own rhythm and goals. The power of scarcity is in the anticipation it creates. By allowing her to miss you, you're giving her the opportunity to look forward to the next time you're together, making each interaction more meaningful. When every moment spent together is a given, it's easy for appreciation to fade. But with controlled availability, she'll come to cherish the time you spend together and hold those moments in higher regard. This approach fosters a more balanced relationship dynamic, where both partners bring something valuable to the table rather than relying on each other as their sole source of fulfillment. Incorporating scarcity doesn't require dramatic absences, it's about creating natural, balanced boundaries that protect your time and energy. When you pursue your interests, work on personal goals, and cultivate hobbies, you're not only building a fulfilling life, but you're also letting her see that your time is precious. She'll recognize that you're someone who respects your own needs and pursuits, which makes her value the times when you choose to spend time together. This self-respect commands respect from others, too, creating a dynamic that is centered around mutual appreciation and genuine attraction. Scarcity is also closely linked with the concept of mystery. When you're not always accessible, you give her the chance to wonder about you, to imagine what you're doing, and to miss your presence. This hint of mystery makes you intriguing. People are often more drawn to those they can't fully grasp or predict because there's a fascination with uncovering what lies beneath the surface. When you have a life that keeps her guessing and allows her curiosity to grow, you naturally become someone worth exploring on a deeper level. Ultimately, creating scarcity in a relationship isn't about manipulating or testing her commitment, it's about nurturing a healthy sense of independence and self-worth. By not being overly available, you're setting a standard that shows her you value your time and won't settle for a dynamic that doesn't prioritize mutual respect. This trait is highly attractive as it demonstrates confidence and emotional maturity. She'll come to view your relationship as something precious, something to be cherished and valued, because your presence isn't something to be taken for granted. Scarcity, when balanced with genuine care and respect, builds a solid foundation for attraction that grows deeper over time. Chapter 6: Master the Art of Solitude. Embracing solitude is a powerful trait that not only enhances your self-awareness, but also boosts your attractiveness. The ability to be content on your own sends a message of independence and confidence. When you're able to find fulfillment without relying on constant validation or companionship, it reflects a deep level of emotional resilience. A man who is comfortable with himself and doesn't chase anyone's attention has an inherent strength that draws people in. Solitude becomes a tool for refining your identity, developing self-respect, and creating a life that is valuable with or without a partner. Learning to enjoy your own company is more than just passing time alone. It's about using that time to build yourself up. By dedicating time to your goals, hobbies, and interests, you're nurturing a life filled with meaning. This focus on personal growth allows you to explore your strengths, weaknesses, and passions, which strengthens your sense of purpose. When your life is enriched by activities and goals that are meaningful to you, it's clear to others that you're not dependent on anyone else for happiness. You develop a quiet, magnetic confidence that comes from knowing who you are, what you want, and where you're going. One of the most attractive qualities a man can have is self-reliance. Women naturally gravitate towards men who don't need constant reassurance, because it signifies emotional maturity and stability. When you're able to confidently walk your own path, even if it means being alone, you communicate that you are whole and grounded. This kind of inner strength isn't about arrogance or stubbornness. It's a calm assurance that shows you value yourself and won't compromise your time or standards just to have someone by your side. This restraint is powerful. It shows that your life is complete and that you only welcome others who enhance it. From a psychological perspective, solitude allows you to reset and focus on your own well-being. The time you spend alone can serve as a space for reflection, personal growth, and self-improvement. When you're comfortable being alone, you're not rushing into relationships out of need, but are instead building connections from a place of genuine interest and compatibility. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-mastery, believing that a strong inner life creates resilience and clarity. When you cultivate solitude, you reinforce your emotional foundation, creating a stability that others can sense and are naturally drawn to. Mastering solitude doesn't mean isolating yourself or avoiding relationships. Rather, It's about choosing relationships that genuinely add value to your life. By being selective about who you let in, you reinforce the message that your time and energy are valuable. When others see that you're not willing to compromise just to avoid being alone, it challenges them to rise to a higher standard to earn a place in your life. This high level of discernment, combined with your independence, creates an aura of intrigue and admiration, as you're viewed as someone who knows exactly what he wants. A man at peace with solitude is free from the anxieties of validation seeking and the insecurities that come from constantly needing others around. This kind of confidence isn't flashy or loud, it's quiet and understated, which makes it all the more powerful. It's the embodiment of self-control, which is rare and respected. Women are naturally drawn to this trait because it signals that you're a man of substance who isn't easily swayed or led astray. Your self-contentment acts as a filter, attracting those who are genuinely interested and aligned with your values, while deterring superficial connections that might only serve as distractions. Ultimately, mastering the art of solitude is about building a life that reflects your true self. When you're comfortable being alone, you're more selective in your choices, focusing only on what genuinely fulfills you. This kind of presence is magnetic. It shows that you're not simply looking for someone to fill a void, but are open to a connection that complements your life. In embracing solitude, you demonstrate to others and yourself that you are complete on your own and that any relationship should add value, not define you. This approach creates an undeniable attraction, grounded in the strength and self-assurance that only true independence can provide. Chapter 7: The Challenge of Becoming Irresistible. Becoming truly irresistible is more than just playing hard to get. It's an art form rooted in self-discovery, personal fulfillment, and a deep sense of purpose. To become a genuine challenge, you don't need to be evasive or create obstacles. Instead, your allure grows as you commit to your own development and inner contentment so fully that it's evident you're not looking to anyone else for validation. This approach is compelling because it signals confidence and maturity, and it instantly sets you apart from others. When you focus on cultivating passions and interests that bring you happiness outside of relationships, you start to radiate a sense of completeness. You're a person of substance, not someone simply waiting around to be defined by another. This self-investment is not only healthy, but it also communicates that you are not dependent on romantic attention to feel fulfilled. And because people are naturally drawn to those who seem whole within themselves, this genuine independence makes you irresistibly attractive. By embracing self-improvement, you show a dedication to growth that's magnetic in its own right. This doesn't mean you have to reinvent yourself every day. It simply means you're committed to learning, refining, and expanding your horizons for your own sake. A man who follows his passions, has clear goals, and seeks fulfillment outside of a relationship is engaging and fascinating. This level of self-focus creates an air of purpose that draws others in. Women will start to view you not as another guy seeking attention, but as someone who offers depth, strength, and an intriguing sense of mystery. The journey to becoming irresistible is not about creating an image or trying to impress anyone. Instead, it's about crafting an authentic life filled with purpose and integrity. When you're invested in something greater than yourself, whether it's your career, personal growth, or creative interests, you emanate a magnetic energy that doesn't go unnoticed. This authenticity isn't something you can fake, it must come from genuine passion and dedication to what you care about. And because this isn't something you do for anyone's approval, it's more powerful and attractive. One of the most remarkable effects of living a purpose-driven life is that you naturally stand out without having to try. There's no need to chase, prove yourself, or act in ways that don't align with who you truly are. When a woman sees that you're so content with yourself and your path, it disrupts her expectations and makes her realize that you're different. Most people are used to others vying for their attention or trying to make a quick impression, so when you live life on your own terms, it creates an undeniable intrigue. This intrigue is part of what makes you so alluring, it's not about any single trait or behavior, but a combination of presence, self-respect, and genuine interest in your own journey. The Stoics believed in living with purpose, focusing on what you can control and letting go of unnecessary desires. When you embody these principles, you become a true challenge without needing to put on a facade. A man who lives a balanced life, has mastered his emotions, and is unwavering in his goals becomes someone women can't help but notice. Your actions will speak for you. The life you lead becomes a testament to who you are and what you stand for, and that unspoken message is far more captivating than any words you could say. In the end, this journey to becoming irresistible is a gift you give yourself. By investing in your happiness, independence, and integrity, you set the stage for attracting the right people into your life. When you're not dependent on anyone else for fulfillment, you're able to choose relationships out of genuine interest and respect, not neediness or insecurity. This creates an atmosphere where connection can flourish without compromise or pretense. And when a woman sees that you're whole on your own, it's an undeniable draw, sparking a connection rooted in respect and admiration. So, to become the kind of man who triggers deep, lasting attraction, prioritize your growth, stay true to yourself, and let your journey be the magnetic force that draws her to you. A life led with intention and self-assuredness is inherently captivating, creating a gravitational pull that is hard for anyone to resist. So there you have it, the keys to triggering deep, natural attraction that is rooted in psychological wisdom. Each chapter reveals a new layer of how to build a genuine, magnetic appeal. When you invest in your own self-confidence, independence, and purpose, attraction happens organically. So, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your story in the comments below. Remember, the journey to becoming irresistible starts from within.